Hello and welcome to Startup Hack. Today we are going to talk about exception handling secrets in .NET. So let's jump right in. Make sure to check out the link down below because we always provide code samples that you can pull down and follow along so you can see in our project. Do you want to earn $100,000 a year? Do you want to become a software developer within just 3 months? With our amazing course and awesome tutors, you never have to worry about getting stuck. We help students to learn skills that companies want to hire. We are Startup Hack. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So let's get started. Alright, you knowing how to use the blocks try, catch, finally, and throw will be enough to be able to answer the interview questions. However, love to go in details. I will give examples of bad and good error handling. Let's take a look. So number one is use specific exception types. So this is the bad example and this is the improved example. Why? You should be worried about which exception you catch, not only because you have to resolve them in different ways depending on the exception, but also because it will help you with logging. Alright, number two is catch only what you can handle. So here's a bad example and this is the improved example. Why? Let's say that you are working with some WebSockets. You can't foresee all of the problems that you can happen. However, you can foresee a few. Those that we know we can handle should be handled. So the third example is log exceptions. So the bad example is here and improved example is here. Why? When working with clients, the problems that can happen are very hard to detect. You should always log when you have the chance. This will help you understand the problem when it comes back. Otherwise, you will be building extended loggings and just waste time. If you are worried that it will make the file huge, just place a special debug flag that will log only when a specific value is found in your application. This way, the user can enable the logs when he stumbles upon a problem. Alright, number four is keep catch blocks short. So here's the bad example, and this is the improved example. Why? This is one is depending on the problems that are encountered. An engineer might not be able to always keep the blocks short, but it will definitely be better for reading later on. So number five is use finally for cleanup. So here's a bad example, and this one is the improved example. Why? While the primary purpose of the finally block is indeed for code cleanup and ensuring that certain actions are taken regardless of whether an exception occurred or not, there are few other scenarios where you might consider using the finally block. So number one is resource management. Apart from direct cleanup, you might use the finally block for resource management that goes beyond immediate cleanup. For instance, you might use it to release a lock or unlock a resource that should be held for as short a time as possible. Number two is logging or metrics. You might use the finally block to log information or record metrics about the execution of a block of code. This can provide useful diagnostic information even if an exception is thrown. Number third is state restoration. In some cases, you might want to restore the application's state or some variables to a consistent state before existing method, regardless of whether an exception occurred. This could be especially relevant in complex algorithms or long-running processes. Number four is special cases handling. In certain cases, you might want to handle special cases that don't directly involve cleaning up resources. For example, you might display a message to the user or send a notification when exceptional use situation arises. Number five, conditional logic. While it's generally best to keep finally blocks focused on cleanup, there might be cases where you use them for conditional logic based on the outcome of the try or catch blocks. However, this approach can make your code less readable and more difficult to maintain. Remember, the primary role of the finally block is to ensure that certain actions are always taken regardless of whether an exception occurred. If your use of the finally block extends beyond this purpose, it's important to ensure that your code remains clear, maintainable, and logically organized. If you find that your finally block is becoming too complex or performing actions that are unrelated to cleanup, you might want to reconsider your design and consider refactoring your code to achieve better separation of concerns. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned these secrets to help you with software interview questions. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for latest updates. To joining our course, you can simply go to our website called startuphack.com. Thank you.